Brother Bear. This is about to be incredible.
Let's do it.
You're incredible.
You're incredible.
You know you inspired me?
Really?
Yeah, actually.
Can I tell you something?
Yeah, tell me.
You inspire me.
Dude, I'm for real though. The first podcast I heard one of my friends do was you.
It was my cousin Josh, yeah.
No, it was with Addie and
oh shoot, yeah, with Addie or no, not Addie, Claire and Shelby.
It was Claire and Shelby.
Yeah. Shout out Claire and Shelby.
Yeah, that's squad. Addie helped me though. I would call Addie a lot about the podcast because her brother
she
has
knows.
a podcast.
Yeah, she does all that.
She knows a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
But dude, like the first time I heard it, it was y'all three, and we were coming back from Athens.
Yeah.
And you played. You're like, dude, I did a podcast. I was like, what? You're like, yeah, I did a podcast. And I was like, for real? You're like, yeah, let's play it. And you played it, and dude, it was incredible. And you said you just had like a phone, and y'all three just sat around.
Dude, it was funny. So it was like we were at the Haven. We were in, I think we were in Claire's room. And literally, it was just like we had like a stool like here, and we just had the phone there, and we were all just like leaned in, standing over it, or we had like chairs pulled up and stuff.
I know, and the quality was good though.
Yeah, dude, it was fun.
And I remember sitting there listening to it, and it was like 40 minutes.
Yeah,
and y'all talked about me too, which was cool.
Yeah,
but I remember sitting there because you were driving and I was riding, and I was like, dude, like, I can do this. Like it, like because it sounded professional. I was like, y'all. So I was like, so y'all just got an iPhone and pressed record, and you're like, yeah. I was like, really?
And they wanted to have you on it too.
Yeah.
I don't think they've done one in a while.
They need to do it, dude. But they inspired me for real.
Yeah, dude. It was sick. Dude, we had no like plan going, and we just like started talking.
Yeah. But like that was like the first time I ever one of my friends ever did that, and it kind of proved to me. I was like, damn, like I could do this.
Yeah. And you've been doing it, dude. You've been killing it.
I've been doing the potty. I do podcast.
Come on.
Nah, dude, I'm very, very thankful to have you in my life. I told you that like a couple of days ago. One reason, bro, you send me music, bro. Like you put me on with a lot of new music, and that's a huge like plus in a friendship.
Come on, dude. You do the same, like, because like my like two favorite bands now is Backseat Lovers and Spacey Jane, and you put me on both of them.
I did actually.
It was like last summer. I remember. It was 2 days in a row. Like we were in the training room, like doing rehab or whatever.
We were always
one day you came in and you showed me, or no, you showed me Spacey Jane one night. We were coming back from like the Battery or something.
We were.
Because you were talking about with your shoulder surgery. You're like, yeah, this song. I just listened to this song like 3 times.
Feeding the family. Yeah. I would listen to it every morning.
And then I remember one morning in the training room, you came in, you're like, I have this band I think you might like, and you sent me like Pool House by Backseat.
That's a good pillar for a friendship. That's what Seth and I were talking about, because dude, we talking inside jokes nonstop.
Yeah.
That and movie quotes, dude.
Yeah.
Like most of our conversation is movie quotes.
Some just comes up.
And people, it's crazy how it just rolls off the tongue. People don't know what the hell we're talking about.
People don't forget.
No. Like me and you just rode back with my dad from Jacksonville, which is like, what, 6 hours?
It was
like
6
half the conversation, like me and you were just quoting movies, and he was just laughing like he knew what was going on.
That's Party Mike,
and like, I'm like, bro, you don't know what you're laughing at.
Dude, Party Mike, bro.
Yeah, dude, he's a G.
Yeah, he is.
I love that man. He's a good man.
He's a great man. Dude, he freaking set me up doing what I'm doing.
He set me up too with my life, literally. He
we're
birthed
me.
We are teammates again.
Yeah, we are. Which is exciting.
Yeah.
Which I was trying to get you on it, because at first you were being a little hesitant.
I was. Now I'm full. Now we're teammates again.
Yeah. And I think you think that you made the right decision.
I know that you know that I know that I know you.
Yeah.
Dodgeball. Oh, dude. Speaking of teammates, I mean, we were teammates the past 4 years. What was the plan always to play like college football? Did you always like love football?
Yeah. Because like I have a massive family, obviously, and like all my older cousins always played sports.
Literally and figuratively.
Yeah. A lot of big people.
Yeah.
We're large.
It's a lot of love.
It's too much.
It is a lot of love.
It is a lot. But growing up, like me, all my brothers, all my older cousins were always playing sports, and mostly football.
Yeah.
And, growing up, I didn't really know, like, what college was or, like, what I wanted to do. I just knew I was like, oh, yeah, like, I want to go play college football. Because, we grew up USC fans, even though they suck. But I was like, yeah. And I knew, I was like, I feel like the best way for me to go to college would be like through playing football, because like I'm not like dumb, like I'm a smart kid, but like school is not, it's not very fun.
Not a good test taker.
Yeah, that's all
a good
it was.
way to put it.
But yeah, I was like, if I can go to school to play sports. That would be, specifically football.
You were homeschooled.
I was homeschooled, dude. Shout out Zion Katina's homeschool for boys, dude. My mom homeschooled me and my 4 younger brothers. I did it K through 6th. 7th grade was my first year of public school, and all my other brothers I think started in like 6th grade. But yeah, dude, that was fun, dude. My mom went all in, bro. She like turned one of our walls into a chalkboard.
That's sick. And
she like got on, I don't think Amazon was around back then, like Craigslist, and got like 5 like little desks for us to put like our little textbooks.
So she went all in,
dude, all in.
She wrote a book.
She did. She put out 4 little children's books, which is cool because she just did this like a few months ago, and the first book that she put out, she had written like years ago, and like she had like a rough like little copy that I used to read when I was a kid.
Really?
Yeah.
That's sick.
Yeah. And if you look at, and like her friend, one of her good friends like did all the illustrations, and like the kid on all the books like looks like me when I was a kid.
You're famous.
Yeah, it's whatever.
What was that like going? Were you like nervous going from like being homeschooled into like public school, or did you already know people?
Oh, yeah, it was. I mean, I knew some people, kind of through like playing rec sports, because I played rec baseball and football and all that stuff, and I was really close with my neighbors, and so like whenever I went in, I was going to the same school as them, and by that point I had made like a few friends just through them and other like sports people and all that stuff. So it wasn't like I went in knowing nobody, but like it was a huge change from like just being with my brothers all day every day to going into freaking public school.
Were you homeschooled because you traveled a lot like with your dad and your uncles like with the band? Is that the reason you were homeschooled?
No, my mom, it's just something my mom wanted to do. My mom really wanted to be like, she quit like she had like a good job. She worked for Dave Ramsey, if anyone knows who that is. He's like a money like guru guy. Yeah. But when she got pregnant with me, she quit because she wanted to like be home and like raise the kids, and so she just went in all in. She's like, I'm gonna homeschool and do all that stuff. And it just also worked out because then like I could go travel with my dad and uncles and just take my schoolwork with me.
What was that? Tell them about that. Like your family's famous, like for real. Like people know who your family is. What was that like growing up like in that situation? It was
really cool. So like for people that don't know, my dad and 4 of my uncles are like a contemporary Christian music band. They're just called the Katinas. It's been their day job for like over 30 years. And so growing up, like me and my brothers and my cousins, we got to travel with them a lot, like all throughout the country, some international stuff. Dude, it was awesome. It was a really cool thing to get to do as a kid. And once I went into public school, obviously I couldn't really do it as much. But dude, it was awesome. Like just being able to travel like as a kid a lot, and just be with my cousins. Like my cousins and my brothers are like my best friends, and just getting to be like with my family all the time.
Didn't you say you used to be on the bus and sleep on the bus?
Yeah, so they only fly now, but like growing up they used to get like tour buses. Yeah. And like if you've never been on a tour bus, like they've got like 12 like bunk beds on them, and like we'd be in there, like my dad and uncles would all be in the front, and like me and my cousins, we'd like shut off all the lights in like the bunk area, and like we would play hide and seek, but all it was is like people would just get in bunks, and then one person would just be like lurking around through the narrow hall, just like ripping curtains open and like trying to scare people. But it was a lot of fun.
What's some of your favorite memories from that time?
Probably just like that, just traveling, and like it was cool because like all the kids, like we worked like their merch table. Yeah. So like after like shows, like the people would come out, and like we would be at the merch table, and like we would be working it and like taking money. Like it's just like cool. You're a kid and you like think you're this big like business mogul or whatever. That was always one of my favorite things. So I was just getting to travel, go to different places with.
Is there one song that kind of like resonates with you, a little deeply?
Not necessarily. What I really love about my dad and uncle's music is like, cause I love music. And
you do love music. You love music and water. I've never met anyone.
I do, bro.
You do. The jug, bro.
Got the jug.
You're not seen without it.
I gotta keep.
You got that thing on you
always. What I love about my dad and uncle's music is like, for anyone that listens to Christian music, in my opinion, it's all pretty like, it's all like the same to me. Like there's not a lot that kind of like stands out. It's, to me, it's like all kind of the same sound. It's not like bad,
it's like most genres,
but it's just like, to me, it's just kind of like vanilla. But like, and my dad and uncles, like they still write music. They wrote the majority of their music when they were coming up. A lot of stuff they do now is just like covers of famous songs. But like their arrangements of songs, and like they do all the instruments, all that. The way it sounds, like it's got a very kind of older, kind of like West Coast like kind of sound to it. Like their like inspiration growing up, I think, was Earth, Wind and Fire.
Sick.
Yeah. So like it's some of these like classic like worship songs, but like it's got a nice little like just really musical and instrumental like vibe to it. That's what I really like about their music.
Did you yeah, it's a vibe.
Yeah, dude.
Vibe.
We're talking about the same thing, dude.
Incredible. So like growing up in that atmosphere and being around like the Christian faith, obviously as a young child, how did you kind of, make it your own relationship and walk with God? I know that me and you've talked about this, like obviously off this podcast.
Yeah.
Like, how did you kind of find your own identity and your own walk with Christ?
Yeah. So it was, like growing up, obviously like being surrounded by that, I thought I kind of just, I had it down. Like I knew, all the rules or whatever.
Yeah.
And I thought I was doing it. As I got a little bit older, kind of like in high school, I kind of was really starting to understand like what it really was, like what am I actually like claiming to believe in and stuff like that. And it was really not until I got to college where it really became like my faith. Like right when I got to college, like my freshman semester at Kennesaw, which was like the fall of 2018, I didn't like know anybody like outside, obviously. So like I didn't, and I'm not like a super self-motivated person. Like I need like people with me to like do so. So like I wasn't really going to church. Like I watched stuff online, but like I couldn't just like get myself to just go to church by myself or whatever. And then like my second semester, our boy Jake Lassiter came in. Shout out Jake, one of my best friends, and he kind of got me in with like the load-ins, and I started going to church with them. Then like you and Isaac and all those guys, Cole Gale, Cade Rodham. It wasn't until like I kind of got like that community back, and like me, Jake, Cole, and our friend Sam, who's a pastor in Marietta. We had like a little discipleship group, and that really kind of helped me like dive deep into it and kind of make it my own thing, and having people hold me accountable to stuff. But it wasn't really until those later years to where I really like got my own thing going. Yeah.
That's what kind of I was talking with Jordan because we recorded a podcast like 2 weeks ago, and he's awesome, dude.
Dude, that episode was awesome.
He's awesome.
I told you, and I hit up Jordan. I was like, dude.
A lot of people hit me up after that one. It was like, this helped me a lot. Yeah. He helped me so much.
Yeah. Oh, dude, he was awesome.
Yeah.
Shout out Jordan.
Yeah, I love that dude. He needs to start his own podcast.
Oh.
Like actually, I told him, I was like, dude, I'll help you. It's like, it's really not that hard.
He'd kill it, dude. Yeah. He's awesome.
But like we were talking about like the faith, like growing up when you're younger, and like this was me too. Like I kind of had my parents' faith. Like you went to church when they went to church. You kind of you're told what you're exposed to, what they tell you, what the people they bring you around. And like I never really had like I checked the box. Yeah, I was a Christian. I went to church. Like, I tried not to sin, but I really didn't feel like I had like a personal like relationship with God, and it really didn't come to me until we had that small group we had in Kennesaw with Cole Loden and then you.
Yeah,
that's when I was like, yeah, I want to pursue him. Like for me, like I want a relationship personally. I just don't want to like tell people, and I didn't want people to know that I was a Christian just by my Instagram. I wanted to, because I felt like that's who I was. Yeah. Like I had some Bible verse I memorized some, but like I wanted a real relationship, like with God, and I feel like I didn't get that until we started that small group. And dude, that small group has changed the way I live my life forever. Yeah.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, it was same thing for me, because I remember when Jake asked me to do, because I did like the one with them first, and then me and Jake did one with like Carson Kaporik and James, but I remember that first one when Jake asked me if I wanted to do it, like in my head I was like, nah. And it wasn't because it was something that I wanted, but I was like, I don't want to commit to, you know, doing this every week and blah blah blah. But I knew it was something that like I needed though, so I was just like, I'll just suck it up and do it, and it like ended up being one of the best things.
That was me too. I remember Cole Logan came to me. He's like, dude, I'm starting a small group, and told me, he's like, we did it with them. He was like, it was awesome. He's like, would you want to join? And of course I was like, yeah. But like in my head, I was like, not really. Like that's just like another thing you had to do. And we already had like a busy schedule.
Yeah. And dude, and we did ours on freaking tough Tuesday mornings, dude. Oh man. Because all of my energy at that time was just like, I got to make it through practice today.
That's all I was. I don't give a damn about school.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. No, but it was awesome. I'm glad we did it. It was a really good experience. And then it made all of us closer too.
Oh my, so close.
Yeah.
Like that's still one of the most pivotal things, the best things I've ever done for my mental health too. Like, yeah, my relationship with God got better, and like I was pursuing a personal relationship with him, but like my mental health of how I viewed myself and viewed how I struggled with things changed dramatically when I realized, like, cause like I had friends that I talked to, but like, bro, we didn't get personal. We didn't. Like, I wasn't going home talking with Bobby and Dalton like, hey, like, what are you struggling with this week?
You weren't breaking down with the boys.
No, not like this. But like for real, dude, and like hear other people say like, dude, I'm struggling with this. Like I'm having these temptations, these thoughts, and I was like, bro,
get in line, pal.
Right? That's what dude, I'd feel more like confident about myself walking out. I'm like, I'm not the only one that's messed up.
Right?
Like,
yeah, dude. Everyone's got something, dude. That's okay.
It is true, but like everyone's fighting that battle. Like everyone's fighting something. You know, no matter how good your life looks on social media and stuff.
Everyone's got something.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And that's what we're talking about on the way here, was just like social media. You look on social media and these people, like, their lives look so good, you know? Like they make it look so good on social media. And I'm like, I know you're not 100% happy all the time.
Yeah.
Like I know no one is. Like people struggle with different things. Like no matter how much money or status or whatever you got, like people struggle with things and it hurts the same amount as it hurts other people.
Yeah, no, definitely.
And then getting with that group and just talking about it with like grown masculine men, you know, like people that I respected that weren't, you know, like didn't really like talk about their feelings, like just to like know that like you're not alone was
and just knowing you have people
to talk like that, incredible.
And I've got that a lot too with like my cousins that I'm really close with.
Your family is so tight, dude. It's incredible,
dude. I love it.
And
I like love it, it was weird because like that was just it for me. Like so. My dad's one of 12. There's 5 that are in the band, and between those 5 that all live in Tennessee, there's 19 kids. So like growing up,
it's a lot of love.
It wasn't 19 birthday parties. It was I shared a birthday party with 4 of my cousins. You know, my brother shared one with 2, and like we'd have like maybe like 5 birthday parties a year, but we'd just cram like
knock them out.
Yeah, but like I didn't realize until like later, and like when I got into high school and stuff, that like a lot of people, at least in my experience, most people that I know like aren't like super tight with their like extended family, which is fine. Like, you know, people like live, like I'm tight with my mom's side of the family too, but they live in Ohio. Yeah. Like growing up, I only saw them on Thanksgiving. That was like the one time a year like we went up to Ohio. But I'm still really tight with them. But like there's stuff like that where people don't live close together. Like, I mean, we had 19 kids all living in Franklin, Tennessee. Yeah. Which I guess is not normal. No,
you're so true about that. Like people aren't as close with their, like my family members. Like I love my family members, but I don't see them as much and like hang out. Like you like your family members and you hang out with them. Like they're some of your best friends. And when they come hang out with us, dude, it's sick.
Yeah, me and like 4 of my cousins back in Tennessee, we have a group chat. We talk in it every day. Yeah. Yeah. And me and my brothers. No. My brothers too, because I got 5 younger brothers. It's 4, but you know, River's friend has lived with us for a long time, and he's part of the squad. Shout out Lou. Yeah. Yeah, I love my.
What was that like being the older brother?
It was cool, like growing up, because it was like, you know, I'm king of the castle. You know what I kind of do. I'm like almost the smallest one now, dude. Dude, they gang up on me now. Like I'm like the youngest kid now. Like they all, it's all them versus me. Like it always was that way, but they weren't always this big. You know what I mean? Like, you know, Jet is he's built. So and we're all close in age too. Yeah. It was my mom had 5 boys, 8 and under.
That's crazy.
Like I'll be 24 in February, and then Jet's 22, River will be 20, Steele is 18. and Blaze is 16. So like we're all like right there.
Yeah.
So it was fun. I loved it growing up.
Dude.
It's still fun now, but I got to be a little careful these days, dude, because if they want to gang up on me, I'm in trouble.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I mean, obviously we don't have to get in like the details of it, but like, just like most parents, your parents get a divorce going into your freshman year, which you said was a hard time for you anyway, because you obviously your freshman year is difficult. Yeah. Do you feel like your role in your family with your brothers changed after that?
Yeah, it was weird because like, I mean, obviously I grew up with like a lot of friends and like family who had divorced parents.
So many.
But I was in a unique situation because I never knew anyone where it happened when they were 18.
Yeah.
So like, part of it was kind of nice because like it had been kind of going on for like a couple of years, but like they finalized their divorce the summer that I left for Kennesaw. So like right when it happened, I was like gone. So I kind of got to go away and kind of like just chill and do my own thing. But it did suck like leaving the rest of the kids at home, like them having to deal with it and like not being like, they reached out and like I had to reach out and like I was able to talk with them, but just like not being there like was hard to, because it was hardest I think for me and Jet, just because like we really understood what was going on. Like I think at the time River was maybe like 14 or like not even, he was still in middle school. Steel and Blaze were still like kids. Like I don't think they really understood like the gravity of the situation. So it was weird. It was tough not being able to be there. But everyone handled it. Yeah. And we're all fine now.
Yeah, no, your family's still really close.
Yeah, like everyone's still chill. Like, my parents, they still can be around each other at all the sporting events and stuff like that. And like my mom still has come to like all of my cousins' weddings and stuff. Like it's all for everything that like happened and how everything went down. Like it's the most like civil like divorce I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Which is good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because obviously like that's a hard time anyway. Your freshman year, how did that kind of like impact you? Did you feel like, damn, like I want to go back home and be with my family, but like you had obligations with football? How did that make you feel?
I wanted to go back to like just to be there, but like I also like wanted to stay so I didn't have to deal with it. And like it was just a weird balance because like I was over here dealing with my own shit, like just trying not to quit the team because it was so freaking hard.
Freshman year camp too.
Oh my gosh, dude!
That's all in.
Dude, that first, I mean,
what was that like?
Every day, like I'm not kidding, every day was a fight to not quit.
Yeah.
And I said this at our last camp, that they were asking like our whys on like, why, we play. And I had like two things. My why I started playing football was because, I loved the game and, all that stuff. But the reason why I was still playing football was because of the people that like I formed relationships with. Because my freshman year, and I said this too, the only reason why I didn't quit my freshman year is because I knew to quit I had to go sit in Coach Bo and Coach Chestnut's offices and like look him in the eye and tell him that I was literally just too scared to quit.
You said that.
I was like, the only reason why I didn't do it is because I was too scared. And like I talked to my mom after practice every day. I was like, dude, I can't do it. And she was like, well, just like try to get through this year and then like we can like reevaluate, at the end of the semester. But like it was a hard time. It was a hard time for me just trying to get through football practice. And then after practice I'd be like, oh, like I would, I wish I could be at home to, not that there was even really anything I could do, but just like being like the oldest, you do feel like responsible for everyone else because they're looking at you like, what do we do? And I'm just like, so that was tough, but I mean my brothers are tough and my mom's a freaking beast.
Yeah, she is.
So I mean
it's a whole lot of love.
It's a whole lot of love.
Dude, I remember one thing you were talking about that when you got up there and spoke last year in football or 2 years ago.
It was last year.
Yeah. And then when you got up there and spoke, I remember you said one thing that, dude, like really resonated with me. And you were talking about the importance of being a teammate. You're like, what is a teammate to me? And you talked about our teammate that passed away, LD. And he was a freshman. Like, he was only on the team just a little bit. Like, we really didn't know him. And that's what you said. You're like, I really didn't understand how much my teammates mean to me until this happened. And I mean, LD got killed, dude, like right at the end of summer. Like, we really didn't know him much. And you're like, I didn't know him much. He's like, but it affected me because he was my teammate. He's like, we did the same things. He's like, we fought for the same things for one common goal. We saw each other every day. We worked hard together every day. And like, that means something to me, to know that we're on the same team. And you're like, that's what it means to like be a teammate. And you're like, I didn't know him. He's like, but this hurts me because he was my teammate.
And that's part of like what I was saying, like why I was still playing, like, you know, having those teammates and those relationships. Because I remember like I maybe had a handful of conversations with him. I mean, I was a little bit older. He was a freshman. But I remember when we went home for that break, that like July 4th break, and I remember like when I woke up and like Coach Bo sent out that message on the Teamworks app, and it was just like, it just like rocked me. And like if someone had like asked me prior, they'd be like, oh yeah, are you friends with LD? I probably would have been like, I mean, he's my teammate. I was like, I mean, I've never had any issues, but like I didn't know him, but like that like hurt so bad, because that was like you said, like when you're doing all that stuff together, dude, like it creates a different kind of bond, dude.
It does.
Like that's all we did. Like we would all just go suck at practice, and then we'd just go to the commons after, and we would all just complain. We would just be like, dude, didn't that suck? Like, yeah, that sucked, dude.
That was so fun.
But I loved football. I loved what it did for me and setting me up for, you know, like what's going on now. Like if it weren't for football, it wouldn't have brought me to Kennesaw, wouldn't have linked me with all these people and you and your dad and my job now. So like it was definitely something that I'm grateful for.
Was it like when you were in high school, was playing college football after you're done now, was it anything like you thought it would be?
It was a lot harder than I thought. I knew it was gonna be hard, dude, but like it was hard for me. I was never like a super like mentally tough person. Like I wasn't like a Wes.
Yeah.
But like, dude, like it was really hard for me. My coaches will tell you it was really hard for me. And I was never like super like confident in myself either. Not like I always knew growing up I was a good player. But I remember like whenever I first started playing high school ball, I was like, it'd be sick if I could like start one day for like my high school team. And then like that day came and I was like, all right, yeah. And I was like, but I don't know if like I'd be good enough to like go to college for it. And then like I got there, and then definitely after my first day of college, I was like, dude, I don't even know if I'm gonna make it through my first year. And then I got through that, and then like my second year I was starting, and like I had a pretty decent career. Like
you did.
I'm okay with saying like I was a good football player.
You were a leader. Like on the offensive line your last year.
Yeah, I appreciate it, dude. Matt Olson, talk about a dog. Dude, what a lead. Shout out Matt Olson, that, dude. He kind of got me through it because I was like, dude, if
it was
Matt,
motivating to watch him work.
Because bro didn't say a single word.
Not
bro.
A word.
He didn't say a single word for 5 years, and he was he was the toughest dude, bro. Like he was playing with torn this, that, whenever. T-Pax played last year on a broken foot the whole year. Shout out T-Pax. Like being around those guys made it easier for me because I was like, dude, like these guys are doing it, and they're all sorts of jacked up. I was like, I ought to be able to do this.
Isn't that inspiring to see like someone that you know, like, 'cause that's what, like at football, bro, like we knew what each other stood for. Like we knew each other on our worst days and our best days.
Yeah.
You know, like you know what they stand for. Like you can talk all you want, but like you know how they are.
Oh yeah.
Because you see them every day.
Yeah. Yeah. There's some people that love to talk, and you know, sometimes it doesn't show, and then sometimes there's Matt Olson who doesn't know how to talk, and he's the toughest player I've ever played with.
I mean, it was incredible. And it's inspiring to see guys like that do what they do every day.
It's crazy.
Bring it every day.
It's crazy, dude.
It is. And it's something like, that's how you form like relationships. It's like some of those relationships, you know, like I haven't talked to T-Pax or like Matt Olson, and we were talking about him today, like in forever, but it's just like those memories we hold, that'll be with us the rest of our lives. And like, we're going to see each other down the road later in life.
Oh yeah.
And it just be like, you know, just such
well, dude, it was like, do you remember when we saw Matt at the battery of the summer? We're like, dude, Matt, bro.
I love how
you were the guy, bro.
Coach K, dude.
Coach K.
I would follow that man to war straight up.
Oh, I would too. I talked to him yesterday.
I love him. What the hell? God, And he's like, when are you getting on the podcast? You're like, tomorrow.
As it turns out, shooting it up this weekend.
I love that man though. Like,
yeah.
I would follow him to war.
He was one of the.
He did a great job of like.
Oh yeah.
Had fear. Like he demanded respect because he set the tone early. But like
he
had
was
a
scary
relationship
as
with
hell.
every player. Like if I'm ever going to be a coach, like that's how I would want to be. Like he demanded respect. Like you knew you did not like.
Yeah.
He meant business, but like a relationship.
We had some great coaches. I had some great coaches. Coach K, obviously, Coach Cook and Coach Chestnut were like one of the best things that's probably happened to me, like just as a person, because like I'd never been pushed before. Like all three of them pushed me, and I didn't like it. I didn't like being pushed, but they did it anyway. And like I could say I'm far and away like a better person now than I was when I got there. Like football aside, just because like they knew what I had and like what I was capable of, and they knew how to get it. And they knew I wasn't gonna like how we were gonna get it, but they got it, and I'm grateful for them. I still see Coach Cook a lot whenever I'm around. I talked to Coach Chestnut before the season started. Me and Coach K send each other the Wordle every day.
That's love.
Yeah. I love Coach Cook's kids too. Those are my boys, Hudson and Knox. Yeah, I'm super grateful. Lydia, dude. Shout out Lydia West, bro. Dude, she's gonna
be a great mom, like straight up.
Yeah, dude, she's gonna be great at.
She was our
everything.
mom, like she was a mom of 100
Yeah.
kids for real. Because if we ever had any question, and we always mess things up, straight to Lydia.
Dude, I texted her today because I needed something. I needed a contact. I was like, hey, can you get me this contact?
She does, bro. She delivers.
Yeah, she hit me up.
She don't miss.
No, she doesn't.
She's the backbone of that program.
Yeah, if she ever leaves.
For real, she's the backbone.
They're gonna shut the program down.
For real, you have to.
Yeah, she's the best.
What do you think that, like, obviously now, what do you think that you learned the most about yourself? What's different from freshman year and you now? Like, what's the biggest difference you can tell?
I think probably just being more confident in myself. Just like realizing like I can do like things, you know.
Yeah.
Or like it's kind of same thing like when I started like this job. At first I was like, dude, like I have no idea what's going. Like I was like, I'm gonna get fired. I was like, I literally have no idea what's going on. And then after just like a little bit of time, I was like I'd learn one thing here and there, and I'd be like, okay, like I'm fine.
Yeah.
And you're kind of going through that right
Yeah.
because you started shortly after me, and I was like, yeah, dude, trust me, you're gonna be okay because we're all
up in order too.
Yeah, dude, but I messed up one too, and that's a good thing about our job. Like we got some great people.
Oh, dude, it's awesome. It's like another team.
That's literally like everyone is super helpful, and everyone's got stuff to do.
Yeah. And
anytime like I call anyone, they're like, oh yeah, let me just blah blah blah, send you this, do this, whatever. And I'm like, oh, like I wasn't asking for like all that, but like that's super helpful. Thank you.
Yeah.
So I'd say probably just having like the ability and the thought, just be like, okay, like you can do this, like you can do it. Just like relax for a second. The hardest thing I've ever done is over. I never have to practice football ever again.
And our Kennesaw State practices were different.
Yeah.
Like 99% of other college football.
I never have to do anything that hard ever again. And I did that, like, I'm going to be okay.
Yeah, that's the one thing, like, going through football like that, especially the practices we had. Like, we ran the triple option. Like, we were in full pads and brought to the ground every day, while other colleges are just in helmets thrown, like, in, like, uppers. Like, they didn't hit like we hit. Like, it was, like, militant, bro.
I hated practice so much, bro.
I didn't hate it that much. Well, I didn't play offensive line, so that's a lot different.
Dude, I was literally, for like 4 years, like threw up every day.
You did. Every day before camp, you would throw up.
I'd go over to my little tree.
Yeah, you got a spot.
Everyone knew as soon as warm up started. Everyone knew I'd go over to my little tree, let it out a little bit, and then
you were ready to rock.
Then it was time to go.
Dude, that was so fun, though.
Yeah, no, it was, and Saturdays made it all worth it, and just traveling with the team, and
that was so fun.
Yeah.
Just like the little moments were the really fun part, you know.
Oh yeah, that's because I remember y'all had some pretty crazy times on the buses. Mm-hmm. I wasn't.
Yeah, we had the cool bus.
Yeah, I was on the freaking line bus.
Yeah, we had all the skill guys
with all the big sleeping fellas.
Yeah,
But yeah, all that stuff, dude. That's what it was.
Did you ever like at any day in practice? Did you ever just during a break or something, or like during the play, just like stand there and be like, "Damn, like I'm living out my dream as a little kid, like I'm playing college football." Did you ever just like take it in?
I wish I did, but no. I was really like, I just got to make it through the next round. Dude, I'm so serious, bro. Like everything at practice for me was just like, just get through the next rep, bro. Yeah. And like it was hard. Like they pushed us really hard, and like we were good because of it. Like we were really good, except for that freaking last year.
Yeah, but we won a bunch.
And COVID doesn't. We don't talk about that.
No, we don't. But dude, that was one of my coolest things. Is like sometimes when I would, because dude, it was hard. Like there's a lot of like your self confidence would shoot down because they would let you know like if you were. They let you know where you were at. Like,
the worst, the biggest. Like they said some things.
Oh my God.
To some guys, and I had some things said to me by some coaches, but I remember the worst thing. No, it wasn't the worst thing, but like the heaviest thing that I ever got hit with by Coach Chestnut. I think it was my freshman year. Might have been my second year. The thing that hit me the hardest that Coach Chestnut ever said to me, we were in film watching, I jacked something up, whatever. And we're watching it, and he's just sitting back there. I'm sitting like up in front of him, not even looking at him. He's just talking to me. He goes, "You know what, Katina? Maybe we were wrong about you." And I was like, oh. I was like, oh.
Dude.
Dude, after you told me that, I was like, oh, dang, dude. I was like, I hope not.
But we were talking about that on the way back home with my dad, like how some people like what we're doing now, like they'll mess something up and like a coach or someone will get onto them and like they'll like break down,
implode, yeah.
But like it's really helped us because we taken a chewing, like we know what it's like to get yelled at and take feedback, take criticism, and take coaching,
Yeah, no one can say anything to me that's gonna hurt more than
worse than
anything
that
what a coach has said to me.
Yeah.
But like I'm grateful. Like I know like there was a lot of guys that didn't like Chestnut.
Yeah.
And I understood why. But me and Jake, T-Pax, Matt, we knew what he was doing and why he was doing it. And he's one of the greatest people I've ever met outside of football. Like if we weren't in the office or on the field, which wasn't a lot, but he's one of like I love Coach Chestnut. I know I could call him up right now and ask him for something, and he'd do whatever.
He loves you too.
Yeah, he's the guy. But it takes some tough love sometimes in football, and sometimes it doesn't seem like love or feel like love at the time, but it was worth it. And I'm glad that I had him and Coach Cook and Coach K and Coach Bo, obviously.
Yeah. We gotta give him some love.
But but I spent all my time with those three guys. So
it's like that, doing hard stuff, taking that coach and taking that criticism, and really trying to hear the message and not the tone, dude. Because there's a lot of yelling,
Yeah, there was. Yeah, like you said, it's hard, and we like people who do hard things. Yeah.
But for real though, like that's how I like making relationships now. It's just like, you got to go through some hard things, to really understand like what they're about. Like you said, you can talk and say what you're about, but like you got to walk that talk.
Yeah, absolutely. Like that's what makes football so great is, it's one of the hardest sports. It's the hardest sport that a person can play, but it brings out, I think it brings out the most out of people.
But like about football, I mean, you knew where you stood every day. Like there's a depth chart for a reason. You got a plus or a minus every play. But like now, like once we get out, like you don't really know like how well you're doing, on quote unquote like life. Like,
yeah. Well, yeah, because there's so many different ways to gauge it. And like, in football, like you knew who was better.
Yeah,
but like
you did.
You can't really tell now because
How do you gauge your success now in life?
I mean, it's for me. I'd say it's just like don't, and like it's like cliche, but like don't like look at what other people are doing.
Yeah.
Because like, dude, I know people our age that are freaking killing it, like doing crazy stuff. Super successful.
You just open up Instagram.
Yeah. And I know people who aren't either.
Yeah.
But like, just run your own race. You know what I mean? Like
that's real though.
That's all it's been. And luckily, we're sort of running the same race right now.
Yeah, we're teammates.
Yeah, dude, this job's pretty great.
Yeah, I like it a lot.
And I feel very, very blessed. I feel like God has really set me up and because like everything like kind of in like the last 5 to like 7 years of my life have just been really coincidental, just like kind of
falling into place.
Yeah, falling into place, like, you know, getting to Kennesaw and just getting surrounded by all these people. And I was freaking out at the end of last year. I was like, I don't know what I'm going to do.
Yeah, I remember that.
And then I just kind of stumbled into this job that was kind of put before me. It's been really awesome.
But think, you've been preparing for this your whole life without you even really realizing it.
Yeah. So for people who don't know what me and Clayton's job
talking about, like, they know.
like, what the hell are they talking about? So we work for a sporting goods dealer. And so mainly right now we're sales reps, and we're just going around to high schools and colleges and
just talking ball with coaches
in Georgia and just kicking it with coaches and like, you need some shoulder pads.
It's a lot of talking ball, talking life, and then at the end it's like, all right, what do you need?
Yeah. So we just got back from Jacksonville, Florida. That's where our company's headquartered at. Just had a couple days of meeting with vendors and learning. And everyone else that works, you know, I mean, we got a couple of new guys. You and me are far and away the youngest.
Yeah, we're the rookies.
We're the first. This is our first like job. Like all these other guys,
that's my first
like
job,
even the newer guys, they've done something like this, or they've had a job before. This is like our first job.
Yeah, we're
I don't
the youngest
count
by like 10, by a lot.
Yeah, I think the
20 years.
20
years probably.
Stone, it's like 28.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but this is like my first job. I don't count like working at Sky Zone in high school or like.
You worked at Sky Zone?
Oh yeah, dude.
Did you go crazy in the dodgeball? Bro. Did you do the dodgeball thing?
Dude, you weren't allowed to jump.
What?
Yeah,
What's the point of?
Dude, Brooks, my buddy Brooks, he worked there with me. You're not allowed to jump while you're on the clock or whatever.
Why?
I don't know. Yeah, but like it was funny because there was this one time, just a quick story. This little kid was like asking Brooks, like, can you like show me how to do a backflip or something? So Brooks like did a backflip, and our like manager who wasn't there was at his home and like had the camera feed to his house and saw Brooks jump. The dude was creepy.
That's weird.
Yeah, that was it was weird.
Is that legal?
I don't know. But he saw Brooks doing it. He FaceTimed like the manager that was there and had Brooks come in, and he fired Brooks over FaceTime.
Dude, that's wrong.
Yeah, shout out Jerry the Bald Eagle, dude. I don't know what you're doing now, Jerry, but you did my boy Brooks dirty. Shout out Brooks too.
Did you quit?
I did eventually. I mean, I worked there.
They should have been like Rudy, like going in there like laser jersey.
Yeah, I'd be like, if he's gone, I'm gone. No, I quit like after a couple of years because then it was just like football. And
and you do football.
Yeah.
But like you were preparing yourself the whole time, and it's just like you never know what opportunities are going to arise, and that's kind of like, because like I get overwhelmed sometimes, like because I have big plans for my future, dude. Like straight up, like I have big plans for this podcast. I have big I want to do great things. I want to have impact. I want to do cool things with cool people, cool things. Like we talk about it all the time. Like I don't want to just have a normal average life. That's just not what I want. But like
I know.
Am I where I want to be now? No. But like I'm okay with it. You know, like I enjoy where I'm at. Like I try to be present and just like kind of like soak in the moment all I can. But it's like I'm doing stuff now that like who knows.
Yeah,
it's preparing me for an opportunity that you know, like we say all the time, like you ain't got to get ready if you stay ready.
Yeah,
and we say it all the time, but it's real, dude.
Yeah,
it's real.
And you're gonna do, and I've told you this, like you're gonna do everything that you want to do because you are actually like working to do it. Like everyone wants to do something, but you know, people just talk about it. Like, dude, you're actually like out there like hitting people up, like, hey, let's do this podcast, whatever, blah blah blah. And yeah, you know, the show's on the road, dude.
Yeah,
But you're actually doing it, which is already like, I tip my cap to you because like it's not easy to be. Yeah, and you know people, everyone's got like an opinion and stuff.
Yeah,
and
that's what we're talking about.
Yeah, like that's gonna happen. But like you're doing what you want to do, so like it doesn't matter.
It really doesn't matter. And that's what I told you. I was like, dude, and I called you because that was when the day I messed up the order, and I was so frustrated. Like, shit hit the fan early for me that day. Like 3 things went wrong, and like we got off the phone and I was pissed and I was calling you, and then I text you later and I was like, dude, like I'm thankful for you. Like it's good to know that I have people in my life, like no matter if my plan got derailed, like train like ran off the track and nothing worked out like I wanted it to, like you're still gonna be in my life, like no matter what, like, quote unquote, like success, no matter what my life turns out to, like, you're still going to be there. And it's good to know that I have friends like that in my life.
Yeah.
They don't care what I do. Like, they like me for who I am.
Yeah.
And I told you that. I was like, I just want to let you know, like, I appreciate it because I know that you're there.
Yeah. No, you too. And especially, like, I mean, like you said, because you and I didn't really start hanging out until, like, right after COVID, probably, right?
Yeah.
I remember because, like, I started going to Gillies to
Yep.
watch the Braves game, and then you and me helped Dalton's brother move, like, his gun safe.
Oh,
whatever.
yeah, Dakota. We did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right down the road. Not from here, but it was down by the
yeah.
Haven. No, but yeah, like, having, like I said earlier, like, all these people that are in my life now, like you and Jake and all these guys, like Cade and all these dudes that I live with now, like, this is stuff that, like, I mean, these are people that I'm gonna, have with me, like, forever. Like,
And it's cool, like, when you're friends and you bring other friends and they become friends.
Yeah.
Like, that's the
dude.
coolest
Some
thing
of
for me. I love
some of
that.
my best friends now are through you. Like,
Yeah.
I love Seth, Bobby, and Dalton, and Cole Gill, and
Gil.
Gill, and Liz Gill.
Dude, she is Liz Gill now. She's
She
Elizabeth
is Liz
Gilly.
Gill. Yeah, all of them.
Mary.
Rachel, Sophia's like one of my best friends now.
Squad.
Through you. Cade too. Like, because you and Cade knew each other.
Yeah, we came in the same class.
Yeah, and your boy.
No, don't say it. That's how me and Cade became friends, though. And dude, we're not gonna say his name.
Yeah.
I don't dislike many people at all. Like, everyone I meet, like, I just give you the benefit of the doubt, and I think you're a good person. But, like, when I realize, like, I don't, like, if you just keep talking about yourself throughout the whole conversation, which I'm usually asking questions about the person anyway. So, like,
Yeah.
But, like, the whole time, bro. And then me and Cade, like, the kid got up, and I looked at each other, I was like, I don't like that kid. And he's like, I don't like that kid either. And then me and him became friends over that. But no, dude, it's good to know that, like, we just have a good friend group,
Yeah, we do, dude. And I also shout out all my friends back home. Miss all my friends back. I have great friends back home too, and I just want them to know that I haven't forgotten them. I just don't see them as much anymore. You've met my friends.
Yeah, I know. We were just talking about them.
Yeah, and you were when we went to Nashville earlier this year. Brad, my buddy Brad.
Yeah.
Shout out Brad. He's going to the moon.
Sick.
Yeah,
Dude, he will.
He's gonna go to the moon.
He was very interesting. Like, I was so interested in him.
Yeah,
he had so many cool stuff. Like, his dad was like a boxer and stuff.
Yeah, dude,
that's like
dad,
a movie.
Yeah, shout out, Mr. Boucher, the boxer. Yeah, he's a beast. Yeah.
Brad was a unit too.
Yeah. Oh, dude, Brad is sick.
Yeah.
Brad. No, I miss all my friends. I just, like, I've got, like, a lot of great friends, dude. Like, it's crazy. Like, all my.
I think that's the best thing in life is, like, the relationships. No matter how much money you have, like, you don't want to be the dude with all the cars and no passengers.
Ooh.
Yeah,
oh.
But, like, for real though, like,
I've
you don't want to
never
be
heard
the
that.
guy with all the cars and no passengers. You don't want any, like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
you don't want to get there and be like on top of the mountain and no one be there with you.
Yeah.
That's not a good life to me.
No. Yeah.
Like, you don't want all
absolutely.
these homes, but no one to call to come. Like, for real,
Yeah.
though,
Yeah. Dang, dude, I've never heard that before. That's tough. Yeah, dude. Like, I've been so blessed, dude. My brothers, dude. Like, that's already, like, enough. And then
Dude,
you go a
yeah.
little out, and I got my cousins who are incredible. And then I have all my friends back home, and then I've got all these people here. And
Everyone that meets you loves you, dude.
Thanks.
It's a lot
dude.
of love, though. But for real, like,
I-
all my
I
friends that
try.
meet you, they're like, dude, I love that kid. I'm like, I know, that's why I brought him.
He's a talking point. No, I appreciate that. I try, I like people, or I try my best to love people. I feel like that's what God put us on this earth for, was to, love each other and to share his word. And, I hope that, me and Jake have talked about this before, is like, you want people to, like, that don't know you to, like, look at you or see you and be like, there's something, like, different about that person.
Yeah.
And hopefully it's not that, like, oh, that dude is a dick. Hopefully it's like what is it? What's different about that guy? And hopefully it's, God's love showing through us. So I appreciate you saying that.
I feel like you do radiate that, though. It's like you're very, like, welcoming. Like, like, you're not, like, scary to, like, approach. And you're a big dude.
I try. Yeah. I try to. Well, dude, because, like, I've been, like, when I was coming out of homeschool, dude, I didn't, like, want to approach anybody. I didn't know, like.
Yeah, you said that your freshman year, because I came in the year after you.
Yeah.
And you're like, yeah, dude, like, I didn't talk to anybody. Like, I wasn't really social. Like, I didn't go hang out with people. Like, I kind of just stayed in my own lane. And I was like, what?
Yeah. No, dude. Well, like, I'm still kind of like that. Like, if you put me in a room.
Yeah, you say that. I don't say
no,
I don't
dude.
still
No,
say
but
that.
here, like, if you put me in a room by myself and I don't know anybody, like, I'm not going to do a thing about it unless someone comes up to me. But I can go into a room with like 1,000 strangers and like you or like one other friend and just have like them see me like be normal with my friend. And then I could, I could let it extend or whatever. That's just a little bit of the homeschool that stayed with me.
Really?
But I love meeting new people and I love making friends.
Yeah, see, I don't see that at all.
It's just when I'm by myself, dude. I don't know how to survive on my own.
I guess I've never seen you by yourself though.
Yeah,
because I would be with you.
Yeah, exactly.
See, I'm like the opposite, dude. Like I kind of like going in a place where I don't know people. I was going there and just start. That's my mom.
Bro, you could make friends with a brick wall.
Bro, swear to God.
Yeah, and your mom.
She's like that. I definitely got that from her. Yeah, shout out Tough Tiff.
Tough Tiff, dude.
Dude,
she is tough.
Yeah, my grandma loves you.
Dude, I love your
she
grandma,
asks about
bro.
you all the time.
Dude, tell Grammy, bro, whenever she's
We made the
around.
banana pudding. Yeah.
Yeah, dude.
That's love.
Got on the boat.
Dude, that summer was so fun.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, it was.
That was an awesome summer.
That was, yeah.
Oh, that was
God,
great.
we have such a good life, dude. Like, because
Yeah,
I'll get
it's
stressed
great.
out sometimes, dude. And I'll just feel overwhelmed and just stressed. Like, fuck, nothing's like working out how I want it to be. And like, we just really like take a step back and like look at everything that we have and the people we have in our life
dude,
and the opportunities that we have. Like, dude, all the stuff we've done has
we're
been
actually,
great.
Yeah, we're
Blessed.
actually
Like top 1%.
Yeah, it's not. It's like not even close, dude. Like like we all got problems or whatever, and like they're important stuff, but like big picture, we're killing it.
But like, and that's just not us bragging about our life. Like people listening to this right now. Like if you're listening to this podcast, you're blessed.
Yeah.
Like for real, if you're listening to this podcast right now, you've got it better than 99% of the rest of the world.
Yeah.
And I believe that, like straight up.
Yeah.
Like if you threw your problems in a hat with like a million other people, you want yours, bro.
Yeah.
Straight up. There's a lot of people with real problems out
Yeah.
there. I'm not saying your problems aren't real and our problems aren't real, but like,
it's a good life.
It's a great life.
Just to
dude.
be here.
And we were talking about that earlier, like, dude, like we are lucky, we're blessed. Like,
Yeah. Yeah, dude. Like I said, dude, I feel like God has really set me up in so many places. Like this house too, dude.
It's incredible.
Like, for those who don't know,
We're in a home theater.
my house is sick.
Yeah.
No, so me and Kate and two of our roommates who are brothers, their grandparents own this house and they've lived in Texas for forever. And they're letting us rent it for super cheap, and I'm just very thankful and blessed for that because Alpharetta rent is not cheap. Rent anywhere is not
Dude,
cheap.
No, it's not, dude.
But yeah, I'm very blessed.
We are blessed, dude.
Yeah.
We are blessed. All right, what's one thing right now that if you could go back and tell, like yourself, either coming from homeschooled into regular school or like your freshman year going into college, like that next level, like what would you tell yourself now?
Probably just to be confident in yourself. Yeah. Like now that I've seen, like I did it. Like everything that I thought was gonna be like super impossible, which like it was hard, but like you're capable of doing it. Like just like be confident in yourself, and that's all like my coaches told me. Like throughout my 5 years, they're like, dude, like you could be really good. Like you are just not confident. Like everyone knew. Yeah. They're like, you're just not confident in your like own
That's
abilities.
real though.
They're like, just like freaking relax, be confident. Like you're gonna be fine. Like during the last season too, Coach Chestnut pulled me aside after practice one day and he was like, you're too like distracted, which I was a little bit. I was like pretty like concerned about what I was gonna do after I graduated. He was like, you're too worried about what you're going to do after. He was like, you're going to be fine. He was like, whatever you do, you're going to be successful and you're going to be great. He was like, you just have to be confident in that. He was like, but you don't need to worry about that right now. He was like, this is your last season. Like, because there was a possibility, like I had an extra year of eligibility because of COVID, but like everyone knew that I wasn't going to take it basically. He was like, this is like your last year. Like, don't worry. Like that, everything's going to take care of itself. Just like breathe, just like relax and like enjoy like your last season of college football.
I remember I asked this was like 2 years ago. And I asked my dad and we were working and I was just riding around with him. And I asked him, we were just talking about life. I was like, it's like, if you could go back in time, I was like, what advice would you give your 22-year-old self? I was like, so basically, like, what advice would you give me?
Yeah.
And he was like, dude, that's funny you asked that. He was like, I was actually thinking about that. And he was like, this week. He's like, if I could go back and talk about myself or talk to myself, he's like, I would tell myself, like, it's going to be okay. Like, you're going to figure it out. Like, all this stuff that you got going on right now, like, you're going to figure it out and it's going to be okay. Yeah. And I just remember sitting there, I was like, damn.
Okay.
Yeah. I was like, all right, cool. This thing, like, it's cool because I have a journal and I write in it, like, almost every day, but not every day, almost every day. And it's cool to like go back and like read it. I did this like a couple weeks ago. I went back and read like what was going on like a year ago. I started it when we started the small group. Yeah. And like to see what I was dealing with like 2 years ago or a year ago. It's like, dude, like it's cool to see like that's what I was dealing with and I had it figured out. And it's like that's not even a real thing. And it's like writing what I'm writing about now. You know, and it's like I'm gonna look back on this in a year. I'm like, dude, like I figured it out.
Yeah,
like,
you're gonna
okay.
Be fine.
You're gonna be good.
Yeah, that's already how. Like when I first, because I told you this a bunch too. Like when I first started this job, and I was like, dude, like I have no idea what's going on. Like I'm like at home. I'm like, where do I need to go? Like, because if your dad like didn't just be like, hey, go like see this or whatever. I was like, oh, like what do I do? Yeah. And like just looking back at it now, like not even like 6 months later, or like maybe 6 months later, I'm like, dude, I'm fine.
Yeah. So if you think your future self, 20 years in the future, could come back and talk to you now, what do you think he would say?
You're going to be fine.
I think so too. Yeah. I think it'd be the same advice.
Yeah. Like it's really just kind of what I've really started to figure, because I've, you know, as far as like work and stuff, I feel like I'm just now kind of starting to pick up like the vibe of like, you know, how I should, about like how I should kind of be going about it and kind of what to do. Like, I think I just need to relax. Like I said, like relax, just like, and I would always like, I told myself this like a lot too. I was like God's not going to like let me down. And not to say that just like, oh, he's just going to do everything for me. Like I still gotta, you know, you still gotta work for, you know, for things, but like, I know like he's going to take care of me. And like, I know he's going to take care of like my mom and like my family. Like it's going to be okay. Like you're going to be fine. Just freaking relax and just it's really kind of just turned into like one day at a time, which I know is like cliche or whatever,
but it is, bro. Just try to be present in the moment.
Just like one step, one day at a time, and it's gonna be okay.
It's real.
Yeah,
like this is fun right now. Like
dude, I know, dude.
What do you do in your day that makes you the most, like, what brings you the most happiness?
Oh man,
like fulfillment.
Oh, I don't know.
Like what is fulfillment to you?
I think, I don't know, like I think relationships, you know, like we've talked about a lot. Like I always, and I think part of it was like being homeschooled. Like I was always okay like being by myself. Like my first semester, like when like I didn't like have any friends, it wasn't like I couldn't like make friends. Like I wasn't like, I literally every day in my first semester, class, practice, back to my room, and like I was fine. Like I could sit in my room and just listen to music or play video games, watch TV, whatever, and be fine. And I could still do that now. But like my like relationships, like with my family, my cousins, and like you and like all my friends, like that like brings me like the most joy.
I think so too.
And like coming into like a deeper relationship with God and all that stuff, and being able to share that with you and with my friends, like family, all that stuff, like that's definitely like I think the most fulfilling thing for me. As far as like a day to day, like just watching the Lakers and listening to music.
That's fair, dude. It's a little thing. You do love music, dude.
Yeah, dude.
It's incredible.
I try to jam like once a day.
Yeah, you play the guitar. You can play some of the guitar.
Yeah.
You are. That's one of my things. Is what brings me like the most happiness and like fulfillment is seeing like my loved ones, like you do something that like I know you've worked hard for, and like see you succeed and see you happy. Like I'm like, fuck yeah. Like that feels good.
Dude,
like,
to see the homies win, bro. To see the homies win, dude. Yeah.
It's just a great feeling.
Yeah. Like, dude, I remember, cause you know, like shout out my boy Colby and Cade too. Like I remember when Cade got his job, dude. Like it was freaking.
I know, we had like
dude.
a 2-hour call.
Yeah,
when we got it.
And like I remember like Colby, like because Colby's looking for a job right now, and he just got like
he's gonna figure it out, dude.
Oh yeah,
Colby's gonna figure it out.
Yeah, he's gonna be fine. But I remember like he had like a really big like it was like a secondary interviews. Like he had like a really big interview, and he was like, I think it went really well. And like that was just like hype.
Yeah, dude.
You know, just
like Dalton getting a job in Arizona. He called me.
Yeah,
he was struggling. He's like, dude. He's like, I need something. Like, and I knew he went out there with no plan, and like we knew he was going to figure it out. You know, like you knew. Like it's okay. Like you still have
like
that sense of urgency.
once you see it happen though. Like,
oh, dude. He called me. I could hear the joy in his voice, and it's like that made me so happy. Like that's the happiest I've been in a long time.
Yeah. Seeing your boys, happy.
Good,
yeah. All the homies, dude.
I love them, and we got cool homies too.
Dude, the coolest, bro. Come on,
Linsanity. All right, to wrap it up, because like we live in, like we were talking about, like such a digitally connected world with like Instagram and stuff. What's something that if like people that follow you, what's something that they don't know about you that you wish they did know about you?
Something they don't know about me that I wish they did. Honestly, probably I'd say more about my faith in God. Because I don't really post a lot about it. It's not really like intentional or not intentional. I think a lot of it is though, and like I'm not like hating, like, you know, a lot of people post stuff and like that's good, and like you should be like proud of like your faith and stuff, but I've seen a lot of stuff growing up about like, you know, people that talk about it and post about it and all that stuff, but like in reality, like you're not necessarily like following that. Yeah. And that's not to say that like, you know, I'm not being like, oh well, you just post about it, like, you know, but you're not.
Like I said, I didn't want, the reason I came close to him is like I didn't want people to know that I was a Christian through my Instagram.
Yeah, and it's not a problem, but like for me, it's like I have a mentality kind of where it's like, well, I don't need you to believe me. Like I don't care. It's not like I don't care what people think it's like, but like if I'm posting about it and they don't believe me, like I don't care. And if I'm not posting about it and they're like, well, he doesn't post about it, so he must not, like I don't care. But but it is something that like I am proud of and I want people to know. But yeah, I don't necessarily, because I'm not super active on social media. Anything that I post on social media, I'm just trying to be funny.
You're funny.
I just like I post about our rec basketball team and Snapchat videos of me killing cockroaches. Yeah. Dude, I changed my answer. One thing I want you to know about me is I hate bugs.
It's true. And you love water music.
My number one fear is spiders. Number 2 is every other bug. Except for ladybugs and butterflies.
Yeah, those are 2 good bugs.
And praying mantises.
Yeah, those are cool.
I posted a video one time.
Oh, you got hate. I remember that.
And the way I'm describing it sounds weird. Like I'm not. They're like, oh, he just takes videos of him killing bugs. That sounds weird. It's funny.
It's funny.
I mean, this is what the people have told me.
Yeah.
But I killed a praying mantis one time, and I almost got canceled.
Yeah, you did.
They were like, dude, what are you doing? I was like, dude, it was on my car. It was gonna attack me. Like, which it was, dude. It was right above my driver's door. I thought if I tried to get in the car, it was gonna jump on me and kill me. I'm a big guy. Can't do insects.
No.
Especially spiders. Mm-mm. And then cockroaches. We got a lot of cockroaches.
So your wife is going to be wearing the pants when it comes to those situations?
Yeah.
That's fair.
Yeah.
That's fair. You're going to have a cool wife, straight up.
I think I am too.
I know you are.
I don't know where she is yet, but I think she's pretty cool.
I think she's going to be really cool.
She's got it. Dude, so's you. Dude.
Oh, dude, I think about mine all the time.
Yeah.
Incredible.
Yeah. Oh, I'm excited.
Yeah. She's a G.
She is a G.
Yeah, for real though.
Your wife is awesome, bro.
Dude, love her for real, straight up. Shout out to her. Dude, that is cool to know. Like our wives will be friends. But like my wife will, like, gotta pass friend test, bro.
Yeah,
that's
you gotta
huge.
be.
Like,
you gotta be locked in.
Non-negotiable, bro. She's got to pass.
That's the thing. There's a lot of people.
Friends.
It's a long approval process.
It is.
Like,
it's a process.
Yeah, send artwork for approval.
That's good.
Dude, come on, dude.
People don't get it.
You gotta get through mom first.
Mom and sisters,
siblings.
Yeah, the family's got to be like, that's the one. Then the friends are huge, dude.
Yeah,
like they got to be like, she's got to be able to go hang out with y'all, and it'd be like, I'm so glad she's coming, and me not be there, and it'd be perfect, you know?
Yeah.
And then she's got to have her own friends, like where I come hang out, and they love me too, you know?
Yeah.
And then third, like my dad was telling us today, like giving us relationship advice, you know? He's like, just like. Make her have her own thing, you know. Like she needs to have her own goals, her own vision. Like she don't need a man. Like, she don't need me. Like she's independent. She can do she don't need me. She's doing her own thing and can take care of herself and can take care of her family. You know.
Yeah.
It's like she just wants me in her life. She doesn't need me.
Yeah.
You know. But the love,
that is
the
good,
team,
dude. PGN, bro.
Dude, he's a G, bro.
Bro, he's got it, dude. He's
wild.
really set me
I got
up,
cool
dude.
parents.
Yeah, you do have cool parents, dude.
I do. But dude, with that, I love you. Like I said before, dude, I am very thankful and very blessed and very just grateful to have you in my life, to have a friend like you in my corner that I know, like, no matter what happens, bro, like, we locked in.
Yeah, it's
like for real. It makes
Yeah.
me feel good, and just like to
Yeah.
know that I have people like you in my life, and just I think your story and what you just talked about, I think it's going to help a lot of people, and that's literally my only ask, is if you can just share this with one of your friends, like maybe just hearing him what he had to say, of just like, it's like the advice of like, if you could go back in time and talk to your younger self, but if your older self can come back and like, you're gonna have it figured out. Like, it's okay not to have things figured out.
It's gonna be all right.
It's going to be all right. And like, I'm saying this for me to listen to. Like, it's going to be all right. Like, just be present and enjoy the time you're in right now, because like when you're 80 years old, dude, you're gonna look back at this age we're at now and be like, damn, those were the times.
Yeah,
like, these are the good times.
Oh yeah, I appreciate it. And obviously I got all the same love for you, and I've told you this before, off camera, and like we kind of talked about earlier, but like seriously, like super proud of you doing this whole thing. Like this isn't something that I could never. This isn't something that I could do. Like, not a lot of people can do what you're doing, and you're doing it, because a lot of people, will talk about it or want to. I can't tell you how many times me and like different friends have been like, dude, let's start a podcast, bro. Yeah, but like, you're actually out here doing it, and you have a lot of support, which I know you hear it from me and some of your other friends. But there's a dude, like my buddy Brooks, like when we got back to your car tonight, and you were in the bathroom, I was talking to him on the phone, and I was like, yeah, me and Clayton are recording the podcast. He was like, oh, dude, he was like, I like his podcast. I was like, oh, you listen to it? He's like, yeah, I've seen like a bunch of clips on Instagram. Like, he does a really good job.
Dude, that helps. Like, those little messages, like people like DM me, like, it helps.
Yeah. No, absolutely.
That's just to get reassurance. It's like, I like what you're doing. It's like,
yeah.
Damn.
Yeah, dude, you're doing it.
But like, I have the friends like that will give me feedback too. Like you and Sophia, like give me feedback, constructive. Like, I can take coaching. Like, I'm here for it. Like, I'm not trying to like.
Yeah.
I'm doing this thing. Like we said, if you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go together, if you want to go a long way, go together.
I've fought you on ideas that you've had.
Yeah.
Like, and which I know like you can take. Not like you don't have bad ideas, but I've just been like, maybe.
Yeah, I'm here for it. Goose and Seth, same way.
Yeah. The bear, dude.
Oh, dude, he's a G too.
Yeah, he is.
But with that, dude, I love you, and just thank you for
brother.
sharing your story. And with that,
Yeah,
I'll see y'all next week.
Woo!
Oh, dude.